Hare Krishna. So welcome you all to this fourth session, right? Fourth session. So it's almost we're covering very important realizations, teachings of Krishna. So let us continue today. Yeah, I request all the kids you can go to kids class. Okay, and also please come forward so that you will not be disturbing you. Is the screen visible in the back also? Please check. If not, you have to click it. Visible from screen clearly. So let us chant together. Okay, chant after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Om Ajnanatimirandasya
Om Ajnanatirandasya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Jnananjana Shalakaya
Chakshurumilitam Yena
Chakshurumilitam Yena
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
I was born in the darkest ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torch of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya
Namo Vishnu Padaya
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta
Swamin Niti Namine
Swami Namine
Namaste Saraswate Deve
Namaste Saraswate Deve
Gauravani Pracharine
Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Sunyavadi
Nirvishesha Sunyavadi
Paschatya Deshakarine
Paschatya Deshakarine
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya
Prabhu Nityananda
Prabhu Nityananda
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Shri Advaita Gadadhara
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Lokam karoti vacharam pangum lambate Yat kripalamaham vande Shri Gurum Denataranam Parmananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Hare Om Tat Sat. We are reading from the Bhagavad Gita. This session is dedicated to His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. We would like to thank Srila Prabhupada for giving us this Bhagavad Gita as it is. So coming in the disciple succession of Brahma, Madhva, Gauriya, Sampradaya. So today the session is titled Mind Your Mind. What is the first mind? You say mind your. Normally we say, right? You have to be mindful. So what we should be mindful in today's session? It's about our mind. So in the previous session, we discussed the gross body. What we are seeing, this is called Stula Sharira, a gross body. This body is made of earth, water, fire, air, and ether. Right? That's what we are seeing. Then there is a mind. That mind comes in the subtle body. Sukshma Sharira. The Sukshma Sharira is composed mind, intelligence, and the false ego. Then the soul, the inner self. We discussed the first session, exploring the inner self. The soul, it's of Sat Chit Ananda. The soul Tattva, Atma Tattva. It is Sat Chit Ananda. So what we are seeing, the soul is covered by these two coverings, just like a shirt and a coat. Okay, you take a shirt and after that coat, let's say. Okay, it's like the soul is covered by the subtle body and the gross body, and these ingredients you can see it is going from grosser. Okay, finally it is going finer. Okay, so earth is grosser, then water little finer, fire finer, air, ether finer, mind is most finer, more subtle. Then beyond that intelligence, ego, then soul, which is more subtle. Okay. So what we can observe in the earth, when we say gross, yeah, this is some noise is coming. So what do you mean by gross here? You can see in the earth, it has a smell, it has taste, it has a form, it has a touch, it has a sound. So all the forms, whatever for the senses, are present in the earth. But when it comes to water, there is no smell, there is a taste, okay, and form, and there is a touch, then there is a sound. So like that, we go to ether. In ether, there is only sound, so that is subtle. In the air, it is only touch, okay, touch and of course, okay. So there is a sound. So as you grow, like you see in this picture, okay, upwards, grosser to subtle. That means the final element, that is called mind. So in today's discussion, okay. So mind is material or spiritual? How many of you say it is a spiritual? Okay. How many of you say material? So mind is a material, but it is a subtle. It's very finer element of matter. Are you able to follow? Just as air, we cannot see, because we can feel the touch. Similarly, if I ask you where is your mind, you cannot show the mind, but you can perceive the mind. That's a finer element. Everyone knows, okay, the mind is there because of that consciousness. We can see whenever there is a pain, I can sense that. Because of the presence of the consciousness, and which is happening with the mind. The neuroscience teaches us, okay, day to day. Okay. So the mind is also matter. Intelligence, matter or spirit? Intelligence also is matter. That's what I'm saying here. Body means material. Soul means spiritual. Okay, this is our misconceptions. Somebody says that I want to attain peace of mind. Okay. The peace of mind is also a material phenomenon. You want to get the peace, just as your body has to be healthy, that is called your wellness. Similarly, when you speak about the subtle body, we can say mental wellness. Is it understood? So health means it is not just your physical wellness, it is also mental wellness. If any of these things goes wrong, we are disturbed in our life. We suffer. So that's why our elders also used to say, in my childhood I heard this, tapatraya. Some of you might have heard this word, tapatraya. Right? Tapa means misery. Traya means there are threefold miseries are there. Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika. Okay. So when you say Adhyatmika, it is one's own body and the mind. Adi Bhautika, the misery is caused by other living entities, just as a mosquito bite, dengue. Simple. You will be admitted in hospital, right? That is Adi Bhautika. Then Adi Daivika, natural catastrophes. There will be some famine, some earthquakes. So all these things are Adi Daivika. Can anyone say, I am free from all these miseries, or at least one of these miseries? Can anyone say? Yeah. Everyone can say that I am having Adhyatmika suffering, Adi Bhautika suffering, and Adi Daivika suffering. But what we should understand, the physical wellness and mental wellness, okay, it is important to understand. That is a material platform only, not in the spiritual platform. Okay. So Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita. Please repeat after me. Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu.
Bhumirapo nalo vayuhu.
Kammano buddhirevacha. Ahankara iti yamme. Vinna prakriti rashtada.
Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. All together, these 8 constitute my separate material energies.
So 7th chapter to 12th chapters, they are very, very confidential. It is kept in between. In Bhagavad Gita, there are total 18 chapters. So first 6 gives us a prelude, okay, kind of, okay, to the spiritual. But the middle 6 chapters, that is 7 to 12, it actually gives us the explanation about the self, about the super self. So Krishna is teaching that Ashtada, what are these 8 material elements? Air, water, fire, air, and ether, which are Pancha Mahabhuta. And beyond that, the finer material elements, mind, intelligence, and false ego. False ego means ahankara. That's what you can see here. Okay. Mano, buddhi, ahankara. What is ahankara have? I'm thinking I'm this body only. They are not self-realized. That is what ahankara. Okay. So now we understood the basic anatomy of this body. In the last 2 sessions also we have been discussing that. 5 working senses, right? 5 knowledge gathering senses, right? There is one way of understanding elements. Okay, just as you say your child, what, show me your hand, show me your leg, like that, right? So we have to understand in both the ways. Now beyond this, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains this in 13th chapter. Okay, that same thing very elaborately explained in Mundaka Upanishad and Svetashvatara Upanishad. Can someone read this?
There are 2 birds in one tree. One of them is eating the fruits of the tree, while the other is witnessing the actions. The witness is the Lord, and the fruit eater is the living entity. Although the 2 birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as an enjoyer of the fruits of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend, the Lord, and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties.
So we have so many departments of knowledge. But mental wellness, as we discussed, mind, intelligence, false ego. The false ego, no one could understand. And beyond that, the soul and the super soul. Okay, this is the complete anatomy of this body. Can you now understand now? What is this body full? What we are seeing now? What we are seeing? Gross body. Inside mind and intelligence, ego, subtle body. What is this whole body is called? Like in this analogy, it is compared to. This is compared to. No, it is tree. This body is compared to a tree. On this tree, on this machine, there are two birds sitting. What is the first bird called? The first bird is called Atma, Paramatma. Atma. What is Atma is doing? Eating the fruits of the tree. That means with this body, we are enjoying, is it not? We work, we get whatever we pleasurable things. We work, we get whatever we pleasurable things, right? That means this body is producing these fruits and we are enjoying. That is what Atma is doing. And second, Paramatma, what is doing? What is doing? He is witnessing. Paramatma is witnessing our actions. Okay. So, these two birds are there, the soul and the super soul in the same tree, but why I am not able to understand that I am not this body but spirit soul, and the Lord is also sitting along with me in the same body. Why I am not able to understand? Why? No, it is there only, not an open book answer. No, there is mentioned clearly. What is it? Yeah. Full of anxiety and moroseness. Don't you feel this? So these are the Upanishads. Upanishads are saying the sutra. Okay. So we are always in anxiety. What would be tomorrow? Don't you think? Don't you think? What would be tomorrow? So this is our anxiety. And if something unpleasant news you hear, immediately you become disturbed, you become morose. Okay. So, what is the solution given here? Huh? Turn your face towards the friend. Okay. How many of you say, okay, here is my friend, okay, somewhere in a very, very distant place, okay, you can call him as a friend right away. You may say, I'm communicating through some communication channels like WhatsApp, something. But if you want to find that he's my dearest friend, he has to be very close to you, who can help you at all times. Is it not? So the Lord is sitting close to you. Who else is there closer than the Lord? Is it not? So here it is said, if we turn our face towards the Lord, then what we should do? Turning face, okay, then what we should do? Know His glories. How many of you say God is great? Now Prabhupada is very making that challenging question. How many of you know how great God is? Is it not a very intelligent question? Okay, Prabhupada, when he went to US, he was just quoting, in all American US dollar, there's God is great. You might have seen. Some of you at least know. You can see the US currency, dollar. God is great. We believe in God. We trust in God. Something will be there. Okay. We trust in God. But how many of us can say how great God is? That is what is the missing point. Let's say you know the glories of Krishna Then is there any question for your anxiety and moroseness? Is there any question? Let's say on difficulty, like Arjuna was a difficulty. What did Arjuna do? Immediately, oh Krishna, please help me. Do his Nishitam Shayam. Tell me, Nishitam means for certain, what is my best self-interest? What is good for me? In the same way, whenever we have any difficulty, whenever we feel anxiety, you should understand that something going wrong. Just as you get temperature, something going wrong in the body. When you feel anxiety, fear, something going wrong in the subtle body. Is it understood clearly? Now let us understand. So what is this connection to our today's topic, mind? So mind, this is called in the Vedas, the Sanskrit keyword, mana. And this comes from the root man. Man means mind. Okay. As I said, right? Mind your mind. That is thinking. Okay. That is called mind. And what is mind is doing? It is a recording faculty. And this faculty, it coordinates all sensory impressions, whatever is presented, okay, whatever is experienced, to the consciousness. So one of the inner instruments that receive information from the external world with the help of the senses and present to our higher faculty, as I said, beyond mind is intelligence, buddhi. So you can just imagine, you go to a movie, you are an audience, you see the screen. The screen is the mind. The mind, the screen is capturing the audio and video and presentable format to the audience. Understood? How do you understand? You say IO device, right? But in our body, we have eyes, we have ears, we have taste, tongue and touch, right? So like that, all these 5 knowledge gathering senses, their inputs. Okay, so something you can see, that is called, you say knowledge. I'm understanding. Something you will not see, but by hearing also, we can gain that knowledge. So Prabhupada is saying, the whole knowledge, the Vedic knowledge, is understood through seeing or hearing. Let us be interactive, because this is not so easy discussion today. Okay, please be attentive and more interactive. So through hearing or through seeing. Huh? First one, let us understand at least. How do you understand Vedic knowledge? Through experimental knowledge or through Shravana, through hearing? So this is a very, very important. That is called Shruti. The Vedic knowledge is called Shruti. That knowledge which is to be heard. Now you say, what if the other person might cheat? Because we discussed imperfect senses. Right? There is a 4 defects of a conditioned living being. In that, one is that cheating. So it is make a statement, a group of words which makes a meaning, right? The statement, something in this context, hearing from a bona fide authority. Everybody follow? So Shruti means hearing from bona fide authority. So this mind is capturing the inputs, okay, through all the senses, okay, and presenting it to ourselves. Okay. So how is it happening? So you can see there are 3 bottom you can see. First one is senses, the middle one, the faculty we discussed, mind, and third is intelligence. It's clear, right? Now senses we have discussed 5, okay, knowledge gathering senses. Okay. Now, when the sense I'm seeing, let's say I'm driving in a car and seeing a hoarding, big hoarding, saying some 3 BHK flat for sale, so and so, something. What will happen? As soon as I see that, there is stimulus generated, right? Is it not? That is what is the faculty of senses. There is a hardware, internally there is a software. Okay, the stimulus is generated and it is presented first through the first faculty of mind. Okay, it is saying that the inner sense. Okay, just as we get interrupts in the system, everything there is an interrupt controller will be there. It has to process the interrupts and present it to the respective functionality, right, in a layered architecture. So here also, this mind, when it is focused on that sense, then that stimulus is carried. I hope you understand. Let's say I'm seeing, but some nice audio is there, music, my ear is focused, let me say. I'm not actually seeing it. Or if I not hearing this, but seeing, but something is missing. We cannot do multitasking. Okay, that means the stimulus is carried only when the mind is focused on that particular sense, either hearing or seeing or whatever. Okay, and immediately that is carried to the second faculty where it is get stored. That's where the mind is a repository of thoughts, okay, impressions, memories, and experiences. You have the reverse also. Okay, one way this way, the second this way. First you get experience, that will be memory. Then you can also get impressions based on that, because emotions also carry with that. Whatever you see, some emotion will be carried, that will be left on the mind as an impression. And based on the impressions, okay, the thoughts will arise. Let's say you're seeing that coding, okay. So what is that now happening? You got a stimulus, you're seeing, that carried to the storage, immediately that is a impression. Then after that, the mind does preliminary analysis. In the preliminary analysis, there is a conditional reflexes. So let's say you get a signal speed breaker, what is happening? Immediately the body acts. Okay, people say two kinds of mind, subconscious mind and superficial. Okay, we can say preliminary analysis is the thought faculty. And deep analysis, that is where when you see, oh, this is something I am looking for. Okay, my thinking, my feeling, my willing, my warmth. Okay, it is actually matching. Okay, let's say some of you are searching for some investment. Then this hoarding will make sense for you. Let's say some of you, okay, are looking for some amusement park, something, let's say, or whatever. Okay, accordingly, that respective, okay, stimulus only is of your interest during the time frame. Okay, and finally, the mind presents that to the deeper analysis, that is faculty of intelligence. Are you able to follow? So this seems very, very technical, but this is what is happening every moment of our life. It's so fast, that's so fast, the supercomputer. Are you able to follow so far? If you understand this point, next whatever Krishna connects this in Bhagavad Gita for Arjuna, it will be very easy. Okay. How many of us hear multiple voices from within while taking any decision? How many of you? Please raise your hand. Oh, everyone. So I was feeling in my childhood, why me? Why I'm getting this? Even the same thing asked by Arjuna to Krishna. Okay. Sometimes, okay, we want to do, the other voice says, no, this is not good. So mind, when it gets the stimulus, it is working and thinking, feeling and willing in a sense, likes and dislikes. I like it or I don't like it. It's a basic thing. The mind only thinks in that fashion, like or dislike. But as we discussed, the intelligence which is doing a deeper analysis, that intelligence is actually under the jurisdiction of Paramatma. As much as we understand that yes, I want to take shelter of God, just as Arjuna is taking shelter of God, that much surrendering, the Lord directs us through intelligence. Are you able to follow? Is it clear? So Arjuna and Duryodhana both came to Krishna. I hope some of you know this story. Arjuna and Duryodhana both came to Krishna soliciting help for the upcoming war, Kurukshetra. What happened? Duryodhana, he sat at the head of Krishna, and Krishna was actually lying down. He was doing the pastime Leela. And when Arjuna entered, what he did first? Immediately, just at the entrance, all the devotees did Tandoor Pranam. Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Arjuna, here is my friend, but he's so great friend. Immediately offered pranam out of his love, Then Arjuna was sitting at the leg of lotus feet of Krishna. Okay, everybody follow? So what is the mood here? The Arjuna surrendering to the Lord is very much appreciated by Krishna here. And Krishna knows how to favor. Okay. So he said, okay, in the upcoming war, I will favor both of you because both of you are connected to me as relatives. I'll give one Akshahavani Narayana Sena to one party, and myself, I'll come join another party, but the condition is I will not take up any weapon. Now, what was happening here? Duryodhana was in thinking, oh, if I get Narayana Sena Akshahavani, okay, then I'm okay. My visit to Krishna is success. But Lord made a test here. He said, oh, Arjuna, I saw you first, and also he's junior, so I want Arjuna to take the choice. What was happening in Duryodhana's mind? Anxiety, moroseness. Is it not? Immediately anxiety, moroseness, he lost naturally. Okay, he's not in a surrendering mood. He couldn't understand Krishna's glories. Just by mere presence of Krishna, he favors. But Duryodhana, he couldn't understand Krishna's glories. Okay, but he was only thinking, what if Arjuna select Narayana Sena? Oh, I may escape now. But Arjuna didn't have a second thought. Immediately said, oh Krishna, I request you kindly join us. You can help me in the upcoming war as a chariot. And what did Duryodhana said? Oh Krishna, okay, I'm very happy that you are actually supporting us. Okay, there is what is left? It's Narayana Sena. Please send Narayana Sena. He even did not bother to show gratitude, to Krishna. He left the place. I hope we're able to connect. So, the Lord is giving all the time some guidance from within. What is going on? What is going on in ourselves? Always we are in anxiety that I want this as mind dictates. As my mind dictates, I want that only. But what is best for me, that is only known to Krishna, God. Okay. So, you can just imagine now, we all spend lakhs of rupees, right, for so many rituals, to invoke auspiciousness at home, right? Recently, in this year on Kumbh Mela, many people went there. Why? I want the mercy of God. I want the favor of God. So here in this discussion, what we should understand, what is the blocker between me and Krishna? Can somebody says? What is the blocker between me and Krishna? Huh? Mind. Can someone say it again? What is the blocker between me and Krishna? Is it not mind? Because the two voices, one is coming from the mind, the another is coming from the Paramatma dictating the intelligence. Discrimination, that is called power of discrimination. There is a wonderful book I read very long ago in my college days. Power of discrimination. There is another book, Power of Positive Thinking. Highly effective, what is it? 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I didn't go through fully, but at least something as my friends they suggested, because that's what we need for upcoming placements, right? As Bitstian, so we are just wondering how do you face the interview. But that time I don't know that Lord is there, always ready to help me if I am surrendering to Him. No more anxiety. I will do best in the interviews. That was missing, okay, in the early days, but we can see from this today's topic, the Lord is always dictating us, but the Lord's voice, mind voice, which is more louder. Can someone says no? Mind voice is louder. Is it not? When you are in difficulty, let's say, imagine you are in you heard some unpleasant news, you are in difficulty, which is, you hear more louder. Huh? Mind, is it not? Mind. But when you just take a Bhagavad Gita and read one shloka, you just open anywhere, read at least for 10 minutes, immediately you can see, you can experiment that today. You can experiment that. And that is the power of Bhagavad Gita. So what we should understand, I'm just going very slow here, explaining the very intricacies. This mind is not allowing us to follow the dictation of God, Krishna. That's the problem. That's why we are all suffering here. Don't you think? Let's say you are all parents, wonderful parents. Don't you think if my child follows me, they would be very healthy, they'll be very wealthy, they'll be very happy in bright future, is it not? You want to cook for them nicely, but they say, no, I want junk food only. You immediately say, why they're not following me? Or they don't study, so many distractions. You say, please sit, don't watch, whatever mobile. These days screen time is more, right? So you want to help the child, but the child is not in a mood to listen to your dictation. In the same way, our position also, we have been engrossed in so many anxieties, so many priorities in our life, just as Duryodhana is thinking, okay, and that's where we are not able to see God. People challenge, can you show me God? God is there sitting in one's heart. It's only that be calm. That's where in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Prasannatma, Prasanna Manaso. If you are Prasannatma, Prasanna Manaso, definitely you can understand God. Agree? Or all right? Okay, so let us understand little further. Do you trust your mind? How many of you trust your mind? Please raise your hand. Okay, wonderful. How many of you say, I don't trust my mind? No. Trusting like this, no trusting.
Sometimes this side, sometimes that.
Sometimes this side, sometimes that side. Okay. Okay. I will say, do you trust your friend? Oh, okay, this Kali Yuga symptom. Okay, I understand. Okay, so Krishna says, in a wonderful way, we trust friend, but we don't trust enemy. That's very typical understanding. But a friend or a enemy in the disguise of a friend, are you able to follow? He is more dangerous, right? You believe him, but what will be happening? You will be cheated. Okay, so Krishna is explaining very clearly whether should we trust mind or not. Please repeat after me. Bandhuratmatmanastasya yenatmaevatmana jitah anatmanastu shatrutve vartetatmaeva shatruvat. Okay, please read. You have to be very quick here. So already we are going very slow.
For him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest thing.
Okay, so here one who has conquered the mind. What do you mean by conquering the mind? Huh? Okay, like we can say, I'm just giving a very completeness. Okay, you may say 1 point syllabus. I have a higher syllabus. In the Shastra, it is explained Arishad Vargas of mind. 6 enemies of mind. Anyone knows? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Mascharya. Kama means desire. Lust, desire. I want to enjoy. That is called Kama. Krodha. Krodha means anger. Lobha, greed. I enjoy it, but I want more and more. That is called greediness. Moha, illusion. Just that I'm thinking of the body, which I'm not. That's called moha. Mada. Mada means crazy, madness. If I'm enjoying more, what will happen? You become mad. Mad after things. Then mascharya. Mascharya means jealous. So we want to compare. These are all the factors we should understand in the conquering the mind. So if you say, I conquer the mind, whether I am freed from all these 6 vices. So when you are freed from the 6 vices, you can say, yes, my mind is my best friend. Otherwise, you should understand, okay, what do you say? There is a saying, right? Cautious, whatever, cautious. At your own risk. You believe or whatever say, right? Sometimes you believe, sometimes you don't trust. At your own risk. Trust at your own risk. Is it okay? So, why Krishna is teaching this concept here is, Krishna wants to explain to Arjuna, this mind is a blocker, and when you follow this process of yoga, we have got many yogas, karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, okay, then bhakti yoga. Yoga means linking oneself with the God, to revive that our forgotten relationship or forgotten the glories of God, Krishna. If you can revive that is called yoga. Are you able to follow? So once you revive, then the dictation of Paramatma can be heard very clearly. Then you can decide what is best for our own interest. Okay. So Krishna is explaining in another chapter. Please repeat. Amaivamsho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatanaha manasastam indriyani prakritistani karshati.
The living entities in this condition, what are my eternal fragmental parts? Due to conditioned life, they are struggling very hard with the sixth sense, which include the mind.
So here Krishna is saying Jiva Bhuta. Jiva Bhuta means living entities. Jiva, he said right, Jiva. Those who are covered by gross body, subtle body. Okay. The soul covered by gross body, subtle body, that's called Jiva. Okay. What is ghost now? Gross body is missing. Okay. Some suicide, gross body is missing, subtle body is there, that is called ghost. Okay. So Jiva Bhuta, covering. Okay. And this Jiva Bhuta, what is actually this Jiva Bhuta? Krishna says, Mama Eva Amsha, they are actually my part and parcel. Sanatana, eternally Karma. Just as Prabhupada is giving wonderful analogy, just as its body, this finger is a part and parcel. Right? This finger is a part and parcel of the body. Similarly, we are also part and parcel of God, Krishna. As I say, God, principal name is Krishna. That's it. Okay, God has many names, unlimited. We are just discussing the principal name from Bhagavad Gita. Okay. So, but what is the problem with this? The living entity Jiva Bhuta is Mana Sashtani Indriyani. Mana means mind. Sashta means six. Indriya means senses. So these five senses, what we discussed, with the mind, what is happening? Prakriti Sthani Karshati. We are struggling in this material world. Is it not? Are you not struggling with this world, with this sensation of mind? As soon as I see something, immediately I feel I want that. Let's say, sometimes no, we may feel I should have not have seen that. I would have been more peaceful. I should have not heard about that unpleasant thing. I would have been more peaceful. So whatever the stimulus are coming from, okay, 360 degrees, okay, that is the factors to disturb the mind. Okay, are you going to follow? Just as a clear pond, that is a clear mind. As soon as you put a stone, immediately there will be ripples. Then what will happen? You cannot see the bottom of the lake, right? So similarly, when my mind is disturbed, what is happening? It is actually a struggle in our life. So Krishna is explaining this in another way also. Last session, anyway, we heard Sattva Guna, Rajo Guna, Tamo Guna. How many of you want to be Sattva Guna? Please raise your hand. How many of you want to be Rajo Guna? Rajo Guna also you want, huh? Okay. For a kind information, Sattva Guna means happy. Rajo Guna means only labor. No happiness. Now tell me, how many want to be Sattva Guna? How many of you want to be Rajoguna? Okay, now it's very clear. Rajoguna only labor. The Prabhupada explained 4 cases. Lazy intelligent, lazy fool, busy intelligent, busy fool. Okay, actually in the interest of time, I'm just connecting to some dots to the struggle. Okay, so who is the most worst scenario in this case? Lazy fool. Huh? Busy fool. Busy fool is the worst scenario, right? He's busy always, but he's a fool. No good for him, no good for others. What is the best thing in this? Yes. Anyone can say? What is the best here? Huh? Lazy? That's what? Intelligent, right? Okay. Lazy, intelligent. Prabhupada was giving example. No need to interpret. Who is a lazy intelligent is the judge, High Court judge. He's always sitting, just hearing the debate, finally giving judgment. Very intelligent. That's why he's paid for. Okay. So Sattva Guna means that is. Tamo Guna means, as I said, busy fool. Okay. Rajo Guna means is a busy intelligent. Now you may say, oh, I'm intelligent, but because of busy, no time to enjoy. You're only struggling. Are you able to follow? The meaning of lazy doesn't mean that sleep. The lazy means sober. Be sober. Okay, that is called dhira. Acharyas explain dhira. So when you become dhira, what will happen? Naturally, you know how to control your mind, how to control your senses. Okay, so here Krishna is saying, because of the conditioning in this material world, okay, this jiva, that living in it, that means I am struggling with this six senses and the mind. This is our problem. How many of you agree to this? Are you struggling or not? This is called struggle for existence. Okay, sure. Now, there are many examples we can quote. Okay, I'm just taking at least one or two so that we can be able to appreciate. Okay, so we have to expand this understanding. As I said, you go to any psychiatrist. Do you think he can better explain than Krishna about our problem? So Arjuna was in perplexity. Arjuna didn't go to any other personality. He understood only Krishna can help me. He made a point also. So Krishna, if not you, even if I won the unrivaled kingdom, even if I get the complete knowledge of this universe, still I will not be able to solve this issue in the battlefield. That's what Arjuna's point. See? Because Arjuna knows the glories of Krishna, the God. That's what is lacking with us. We just have to listen from Krishna directly, whatever we are reading today. Now, if this is our condition right now, we should understand our enemy more, right? Is it not? We should understand our enemy. We should understand how to conquer our enemy. Can you understand now our enemy? Okay. So what is this mind is doing? We discussed thinking, feeling and willing. Understood, right? So whenever you are doing something, you just pause a minute. What is happening? So before doing any action, the subtle form of action takes place within our mind. This is a law. Before doing any action, the subtle form of action takes place within our mind. Okay, what is it happening? First, thinking. Understand how to act. You get some experience, right? Just like you were saying hoarding. Okay, that's the stimulus. Now you have something. Oh, this is something I need to work on. Okay, that means thinking. Oh, where is the address? Whom to contact? All those things, the information we gather, and you want to take some action. That's what happening in your mind. By the time, okay, you reach the place, your mind has all gone there. Okay, Sarjapur, so and so. Nowadays, people are going more. That's why I'm quoting from here. Okay, and immediately, okay, you also follow the mind. Is it not? That is what first thing happened. Understand how to. This is called, we can say, rational process. This is the rational process. Then, second, feeling, impetus to act. Okay, we are seeing a hoarding. What is impetus now? Why should I go there? The feeling has to be there. What is the feeling here? They will say, what is that we call pre-launch price something. Yeah, they will say some nice marketing. Immediately, you feel that yes, this is wonderful. This is what I'm looking for. You take example, no, whatever is. I'm just taking Bangalore is now the hardcore like investments. Okay. So this is called impetus. And this impetus, it has many faculties within actually. Okay, the impetus, or we can say factors. One important factor is emotional values. The value-oriented process happening here. Whether should I go or not, you just think whether this is good vendor, something, okay, is some morality, whatever you phrase, everything happening here, okay, in the mind, then you are actually feeling the inspiration to act, the impetus to act. Then third, willing. Now you resolve, resolution to act. This is called decision making. Okay, I'm just going, I'm saying magnifying the functions of the mind here. We want to know enemy more detail, magnifying. Okay, so first understand to act, impetus, then resolution to act. Is it not happening? Everyone, everybody follow? Everyone? So what is happened to Arjuna before hearing Bhagavad Gita? First, he saw in the battlefield so many are there, Kauravas. Okay. He understood, oh, I am a Kshatriya, my duty is to fight with my enemies. Right? What was Arjuna thinking? My duty is to fight, he understood. But they come to second phase, the impetus, emotional values. He understood, oh, here is my teacher, Dronacharya, here is my grandfather, Bhishmadev. Emotional values confused him. Understood, right? That is a feeling. Then willing, more confused. How can I fight? If I have to fight, I have to kill. I cannot. So this is what happened to Arjuna. Now after hearing Bhagavad Gita, what has happened to Arjuna? Just think. Okay, what is the first thing? Understand how to act. What has happened to Arjuna? Huh? At least some guess. Huh? He understood Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. He says, what is Dharma? Absolutely. There is no saying exceptions to that. No exceptions, absolutely. So, my understanding, Arjuna's understanding here is, I must follow Krishna's order. How to fight? I must depend on Krishna. This is what Arjuna is thinking. Then what is impetus? What is impetus here? If I fight, Krishna will be happy. What is impetus? That means Arjuna is surrendered devotee. His only concern how to please my friend Krishna. That is his impetus. Every one of us, they are part and parcel of God. Arjuna also part and parcel of God. Just as a finger, what is his duty? Follow the dictation of the body. If I say raise your hand, if the hand is not raised, it is called diseased state. This is a paralysis. That means it is not following your dictation in the diseased state. Everybody follow? That is a problem. As soon as this hand picks up on Rasagulla, okay, what will happen? Squeeze Rasagulla, okay, yes, I'm done now, happy. Is it possible? What should a hand do? Give to mouth. Through mouth it goes the nourishment to the hand. This is what Krishna is teaching. Bhagavatam elaborated this topic. Bhagavatam is full of bhakti. All the pastimes, devotees, Dhruva Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, what they are doing, they have clear understanding that I am part and parcel of God. If I please God, then I will be happy. That's it. They have completely understood. That's called self-realization. What is missing, as I said, in the beginning, mind is a blocker. Second is, I don't know the glories of God. So here, Arjuna impetus understood, yes, my happiness lies in Krishna's happiness. Immediately, no, impetus. And what is the resolution? Fulfill Krishna's desire. That's it. Fulfill Krishna's mission. So what we're doing, whenever we act, we are always thinking, what would I get? How would I enjoy? That's where our problem is mind. But you see, before hearing Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was thinking, I'm a Kshatriya. Okay. For my victory, I should fight. Impetus, resolution is disturbed. Because that's not absolute. That's not for the welfare of for welfare all the time. Okay. But as soon as he kept Krishna in the center, everything became very clear to Arjuna. How many of you say it's very clear, understood? Please raise your hand. How many of you say it's not clear still? Now, feel free, because this is very, very important. As I said, you understand the enemy well, then you can understand how to conquer. We are not asking here, we means Bhagavad Gita. Okay. The devotee, acharyas, what they are saying, we are not asking to change your activity in your day-to-day life, but to change the consciousness. Just as Arjuna is supposed to fight. He is a Kshatriya. He didn't change after hearing Bhagavad Gita, but he changed his consciousness. He conquered his mind, the thought process. Okay. And that's where he became happiest man in life. He's been glorified as a, what do you say? You say, right? Man of the match. Here he is the warrior of this battle. Okay. So, if you want to understand the enemy, now let us compare. Now, these three things right now, on what basis you are able to connect understanding, impetus, resolution, on what basis? Right now, let's think. Okay, you are seeing some wording. On what basis finally you are resolving to take that action? On what basis? Logic. Okay. Emotions. No, that we explained. Okay, just a little connect to what we did today. See, your whatever experience on, right? You see something. Okay, on what basis you decide? Yes, I have to take action. Okay, budget. Okay, comfort, profit, location,
Need. You need to make me happy.
How do you say this is good for me? Simple. How do you say this is good for me? Huh? No, that's what I'm saying. How do you say it is good for me?
Calculated risk.
Huh?
Take some calculated risk and say it's good for me.
Okay. Okay, I'll give one small example. In my childhood, Karela, if my mother keep, I don't like it. Or milk, I don't like it immediately. Why? No answer. Huh? Yeah, so whatever some my carrying experiences, okay, my impressions, whatever is there, okay, maybe one time I didn't feel it is good, I never like to take that any further. Okay, I'm just taking one example here, impressions. So when you see something, okay, you like or not, it is based on what impressions on the experience, as I said, right? Experiences, memories, then impressions based on that, the thought comes there. Okay. This thought is a calculative on these impressions. So then you decide it is good. This is what happening in our life all the time. If my friend says after that, yeah, this is good, immediately that impression is going. Okay, he's my friend, he speaks for my interest. I know last time also he said a good thing for me, right? That experience, that impression makes you to take that action. Is it not? Everyone agree? So on what basis we take this action? The stimulus is there, the mind is functioning and into action, translating to action. Before that, the stimulus to action, the functioning of the mind is based on our experiences, finally into impressions. It's your impressions. That impression may be good at this point in time, that impression may bring bad at this point in time. We cannot decide that. The friend may be good one point in time, but he may not be good at this point in time. Maybe he is also ignorant. How can you define that he is always good? Can you say who is always good here? Huh? Who is always good? God. Don't remove God in our life. God is also a person. We are all going to temple, but if you don't have that faith, here is God listening to my what is my prayers, then that will work. You go to a doctor, okay, you don't have any faith, does that medicine work? Or do you follow first of all? In the same way, what we should understand here, keep Krishna in the center, who is always good, is always dictating for your own good, then the things will work in your favor all the time. You'll be always happy. You will never be cheated. Is it not? But again, what is the problem here? The mind has to come out of your boundary of your thoughts, impressions like that. Beyond that, if you can perceive things, then you are conquering your mind. Is it not? Everyone agree that? You say, I like that, okay, but somebody maybe have given you more impressions. No, it is not good, it is not good. Don't go. Okay. I give my own example. The very beginning, when I was started going to ISKCON, there was very small center. My triply dean, he was taking this crash course Bhagavad Gita. Many of our friends, they say, no, don't go to hear Bhagavad Gita. You'll be brainwashed. Your parents sent you for study. Why do you waste your time going through this Bhagavad Gita? This is only for old man. At the old age you can do this. Why now? You go to Bhagavad Gita, understand, tomorrow onwards, you will not come to movie, you will not come to enjoy restaurant, these things, so many things. People give a lot of things. Okay, if at all we have to give up all these things, okay, that means we must find something higher enjoyment, right? Then only we can give up. Otherwise, why should any devotee give up all these nasty things? Or pleasurable things, not nasty, pleasurable things. This is a intelligence. So the impressions are there all the time through the surrounding influences. But if we can go beyond that impressions, okay, and find the bona fide authority in Acharya, a devotee in our life, that's the point. Okay, Prabhupada is saying, that's the point you stop the cycle of birth and death. That's the point. The meeting point with a devotee, an Acharya in our life, when you conquer the mind, that point, that's what your breaking the cycle of birth and death. That's the beginning of your. Till that time, you have to go around your impressions only. So same thing Krishna is explaining. Okay, I will read this. Please try to understand very attentively. Another 5-10 minutes maximum. So I have taken actually 10 minutes. But this philosophy, whatever we discussed, we want to understand from the teachings of Krishna himself. Krishna is teaching the living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another. You may say, in this life, I have some impressions as my friends, my parents, myself, experiences. But that's not complete. The full truth is, complete truth is, from my previous lifetimes, the conceptions also is there in the mind. Because when you give up this body, what is happening? Only the gross body we are living here. But the subtle body is there with me all the time. So that's a connection. That's a continuation from one life to another life. And that's where analogy Krishna is saying, just as the air carries aroma. You see some pleasant smell, some bad odor. Okay, you know it is carried through air, but you cannot see air. But you can see the effect. In the same way, Krishna is saying, one is taking one kind of body and again puts to another body. Which body? Is it good body or bad body? Right? Good impressions body or divine qualities or demonic qualities. That Krishna is teaching. He takes another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. Certain type of ear. Let's say somebody says, I want to hear Carnatic music. Somebody says, I want to hear pop, something, whatever. Why? He got a certain type of ear, other got a certain type of ear. One is interested in Sattvic and is interested in Tamasic. Somebody says, I want to only enjoy nicely prasadam. I like more eating prasadam in the temple. Okay. Somebody says, no, I want to go for restaurants. His tongue is different, my tongue. Let's say. That's what we should understand. So, how do we understand whether it is born with a divine nature or a demonic nature based on the type of senses he has got, according to the type of mind, with the impressions. So, Krishna is teaching to Arjuna, you are born with the divine qualities. You are born with the divine qualities. For you, conquering the mind is very easy. Everybody follow? Agree, right? Now, what is Arjuna saying? Let us understand. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, Ramati balavadhrudam, tasyaham nigraham manye, ayoriva sudushkaram. Somebody read? Is there or? Okay, I'll read. The mind is restless, chanchalam, restless. Are you able to follow restless? Do you need more explanation? Okay, very happy. Then, pramati, agitating. That also we discussed already. Agitating, always disturbed by so many factors, so many desires. Balavad, very strong. Dodam, obstinate. Arjuna is saying, oh Krishna, to subdue it, I think is more difficult than controlling the wind. Can anyone say I can control the wind here? Some powerful miracle yogi here can control the wind. Now Arjuna is saying, but controlling the mind is more difficult than controlling the wind. Controlling the mind is more difficult than controlling the wind. Imagine, he is a great Kshatriya, he is equipped with so many astras, Varunastra, Vayastra, Agnyastra. Right? But he is saying, oh Krishna, I cannot control my mind. In Dwapara Yuga, which was very favorable circumstances that time, no kind of what is the competition here going on. Okay, there's no competition. Arjuna, unrivaled Kshatriya. But he is saying, I cannot control my mind. So what is happening? So Arjuna's point, what is happening, just understand, what is the mind? Mind is, what is doing? Petty problems, it thinks very bigger, magnifying it. We forget the real problem. Okay. Recently, one of our colleagues, they got affected pink slip. You know, right? Nowadays, so much companies layouts are happening. Layoff. So they're worried about their job. What if this is my last day? Do you prioritize thinking of your job or thinking of your life? Which is more bigger problem? But the mind forgets the actual bigger problem, the real problem, but only thinks that this problem is more bigger, as if we are lost completely in life. You see, that's what mind is doing. No sober, because that's what is restless, that's what is educating all the time. Chanchalam pramati. And infinite thoughts. You goes on thinking, what should I do now? Who will give me a job? What they ask questions, so many things going on. I'm just taking one example here. So many things going on. Is it not? So I just take one small thing. Very interesting story. In Mahabharata, Duryodhana, he went to Bhishma. Today, no Q&A for the kind information. So the session itself is taking time and a lot of connections we have to do. Okay. So I will take Q&A during our Prasadam time. Okay. Or you can post questions during weekdays to mentors or like that. Okay. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes.
Thank you. He went to Bhishma. My dear grandfather Bhishma, you are not fighting to your capacity, to your fullest capacity. I know you even conquered Parashurama. What do these Pandavas in front of you? But Bhishma just said, you don't believe in me. There is Krishna on the other side. I have no power to conquer Pandavas under Krishna's shelter. Okay. There's when parent will say some small infant, there is a one prey, something is a prey to some other animal, whether the animal come and eat, even the infant, no, the tigress, small tiger, because the mother is there. Similarly, if Krishna is there, what power do I have, okay, to kill them? That's Bhishma's point. But Duryodhana is not able to understand because he doesn't know the glories of Krishna. And by the challenge, Bhishma Deva understood is a Kshatriya spirit. Yes, Duryodhana, tomorrow I will fight. Okay. That will be glorified in history. He said, take these 5 arrows, I imbue with my Shakti. With these 5 arrows, I will kill all the 5 Pandavas. How many of you heard this story? Okay, no one. That's good, then you will be relating. And the spies always there, everywhere. This news carried to the Pandavas, Yudhishthira. Okay, I'm not just cutting short the story. Okay, anyway, let me take that also. And Duryodhana, he thought, my grandfather is always having affection to Pandavas. Okay, he may change his mind. Oh, my dear grandfather Bhishma, let me keep these arrows with me tonight, and tomorrow at the beginning of the battle I will hand over to you, so that you may not miss it. You may not give an excuse that I lost somewhere. Possible, right? And Duryodhana kept those 5 arrows with him, and this news is carried to the Pandavas. Okay. Pandavas, they didn't bother anything. They're just happily discussing about Krishna Katha. Oh yeah, today Krishna did this miracle, that miracle in battle. They're only feeling gratitude that how Krishna is helping me, helping us in this battle. And Krishna came running. Oh Yudhishthira, oh Arjuna, did you hear? tomorrow Vishmadeva has taken a vow that he will kill all of you with 5 arrows. Oh, okay, then what is the problem? What is the problem here? What do you understand here? They are confident that Krishna will complete production. But Krishna is taking only anxiety. We should not take anxiety. God has to take anxiety. If that is our motto in our life, then our mind is already conquered. Then Krishna, he instructed Arjuna, now your duty is to go to Duryodhana, ask for 5 arrows. Oh Krishna, what do you think? Duryodhana is not giving us battle. He is not giving one village also to us. Will he agree to give these 5 arrows? Arjuna, do you remember? In the past, one time, the Gandharvas conquered the Kauravas. They held all the Kauravas in captive. That time, you and Bhima, you both fought with the Gandharvas and rescued the Duryodhana. And that time, Duryodhana gave you a promise. Okay, whatever you want, you will give, he said. Do you remember? Yes. You see, Arjuna even forgotten that also. Krishna reminded that this is what happened. You just go and ask for 5 arrows. That's it. The job is done. And Arjuna went to Duryodhana in the dead of night. And Duryodhana was shocked to see, oh, why Arjuna is here? What brings you here, Arjuna? And Arjuna simply said, I heard you have 5 arrows. Can you please hand over to me? And Duryodhana is a Kshatriya. He cannot break his promise. He just gave, even though he's feeling internally very bad. And he was wondered, oh Arjuna, how did you come to know this? Okay. You know, my black friend Krishna has given me this. Okay. So then, next day, Bhishmadev, he knows, Bhishmadev is a great devotee. He knows that somehow Krishna will protect the Pandavas. Or, oh Duryodhana, okay, give me the 5 arrows now right away. Today I will kill all. Duryodhana was completely dejected. He was saying, where is 5 arrows? Arjuna is taken. Oh, what has happened? And Duryodhana related the entire episode. Then the next thing happened. We'll take it later. But this is what is the thing. Did the Pandavas find this is a problem? No. Because they conquered their mind. That's what it is. No thoughts. So never in present. Sometimes I'm chanting, what is happening? I do plan making either for future action or thinking something. No, I should have done this way, that way, regretting. Retrospection going on in your mind. So your mind either in the past or in the future, but never in the present, concentrating on hearing the holy name of the Lord. This is our problem. If you can conquer your mind, be in the present. That's it, simple. No need to think what will happen tomorrow. Then distraction, very clear. Stress, anxiety. This is what is the mind. Now, I'll just take 5 more minutes. Okay, that's the end of our discussion. How do we control our mind? So Krishna is teaching wonderfully. Okay, are all with me now so far? Okay. Indriyani paranyaho. Indriyabhya param manaha. Manasastu para buddhi. Yobuddhe paratastu saha. So first, Indriyani, the working senses, superior to dull matter. It's clear, right? This is a dull matter. My sense superior. Pick up, drop it. Pick up, drop it. I can do as I like. Now, mind is higher than senses. Unless the mind, as I said, right? Thinking, feeling, and willing, I cannot lift it. Neuroscience says that deranged mind, you cannot act as you like. Then intelligence is still higher than the mind. So mind has to get approval finally. But the mind may become more like insisting than the intelligence has to approve. Some way or the other, like that. That's what, no. Even the mind is strong than intelligence, but the intelligence is the final approval. Okay. Then finally, the soul is even higher than the intelligence. Are you able to follow? Is it making sense? Okay. So the same thing in Kata Upanishad. Okay, I'm not going through the shloka. Okay. There is a given the functional document of the body. You can see here. Okay. What you are seeing? Horses. They are wild horses. And there is a rope. And you can see a driver, chariot driver, Radha. Then you see the Kshatriya or passenger. So here it is explained. The passenger is the soul, the individual self. Okay. Everybody follow? The passenger is we are the passenger. What is this body? This is compared to the chariot, the car. You can say car is chariot nowadays. Now, intelligence is the driver. The driving. Who is driving? Intelligence. Then the steering, the driving instrument, that is called mind. Because the steering, it connects to all the senses. Just as the car or the steering is connected to all the four wheels. Here, the 5 horses are controlled by the driving instrument that is called mind. The senses or the horses, and finally, the self is called the enjoyer or sufferer in the association of the mind and the senses. This is what our position right now. If the horses are wild, I want this, immediately I see. I hear something, immediately I want that. There is always dragging here and there. Okay. So that's why you should understand one important point here. You may say, I'm so wealthy, I'm so scholar, I'm so this, so that, so many things assets, but you, let's say, not control your mind. That is called a pollution. That is called a pollution with the mind, contamination, that will bring havoc to the society. Because all your good assets in our sutras, okay, in our childhood period, it is just like a diamond, a jewel on the snake hood. You might have heard somebody, right? Whatever our qualification, it becomes like a jewel on the snake hood. Because of the contaminated mind, that will not help you to be happy nor others. This is the problem. I'm MTech, I'm PhD, I'm placed in very, very good companies, drawing high package. Oh, all these things are good. You should ask how you are able to control your mind. Can you give me some tips? But what do you ask? How did you get job in that company? How did you face that interview? Like that we keep asking. But our Shastras are saying, Acharyas are explained on summary, face is the index of the mind. If you see someone is very bright, happier, oh, this person is actually peaceful. Not like a selfie, okay? Okay. As soon as somebody is taking selfie, they are laughing. Oh, here is conquered. Vichitatma. Jitatma means one who has conquered mind. Oh, sir, you have conquered mind. Don't say like that. External and internal, they are completely different. Okay. Now, we understood, I am the superior. I am the passenger. I have to dictate the driver. Oh, driver, take me here. Take me there. The driver has to follow your order. Is it not? Have you understood, right? So last 2 minutes, 2-3 shlokas, if you just understand, it will be very clear from Krishna's teachings. Krishna saying, Yuktahara viharasya, Yukta cheshtasya karmasu, Yukta swapna bodhasya, Yoga bhavati dukkha. First of all, we have to regulate our senses. Okay. If I say, today onwards, I will not satisfy my tongue. I will stop eating today. What do you do? You have to eat in a regulated way. sattvic food. Okay. So like that, sleeping. I cannot sleep. I can more think about gaining knowledge, reading Bhagavad Gita. No, you have to sleep moderately. 6 hours is what is recommended. 6 to 7 hours. So like that, recreation. I need something to relax. Okay. I need to work for my maintenance. So ahara, okay, cheshka, swapna, vihara, all those things we have to do in a regulated way. This is what Krishna is speaking first. Are you able to follow? So first what you have to do? Regulate the senses. Second, Krishna is saying, Evam buddhe param buddha samstabhya atmanam atmana jahi shatrum mahabaho kamarupam durasadam. So here Krishna is saying, you know that you are superior to senses, mind and intelligence. You are superior. So what you have to do? You have to control the mind with whom? With whom you have to control? The mind always have to follow the intelligence. That's the functionality. The body is made like that. Without intelligence approval, just as PM wants to do, has to get a president approval. Even though he has not much power in some way, execution plan, but the PM defines this a course of plan proposal, and the president has to approve. Then only it has to be sanctioned. Are you able to follow? Just as in the chess game, the king just one step, but the minister is very powerful, but still the king is just to finally the game changer. In the same way, in this case, the intelligence has to approve. So if we can strengthen the intelligence, the mind is controlled. Is it not? So that's what he explained. Thus, knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material senses, mind and intelligence, O mighty armed Arjuna, one should study the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. Lust means that is one of the enemy is there in the mind. That's actual mind, Krishna is speaking. Now Krishna is teaching what is this knowledge all about? How the intelligence can be strengthened? That's the question comes, right? What should I give to the mind? The intelligence. So that the intelligence can control the mind now. 3 formulas is given here. Bhaktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridam sarvabhutanam Natva mam shanti rukshati. This is a 3-piece formula. Okay, this is a very, very wide spread in all the spiritual life. Spiritualist, I'm saying, spiritualist. Very, very famous. 3 formula. Everyone knows that, but following is the problem. What is the first one? Bhaktaram yajna tapasam. Krishna is saying, you are in full consciousness of me, you should know that I am the beneficiary. I am the ultimate beneficiary of all what sacrifices and austerities. You do something austerity, you are working, that is austerity. You don't like but you go to office, that is austerity. Okay. You do some sacrifices sometimes, selfless charity, something, helping the people. But all those things, you should see that Krishna must be satisfied. He is the beneficiary. This is the first sutra. Understood, right? Why Krishna? Krishna is saying, Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. I am the proprietor. I am the supreme lord of all planets and all the devatas. Sarvaloka Maheshwaram. Every planet has got presiding personalities. Just as in India, presiding personality, like a prime minister, PM, like that. In this Bharata Khanda, like the whole planet also earlier, used to have one emperor. Yudhishthir Maharaj, Parishit Maharaj, like that. Just like that, there's a sun planet. Krishna explained, Vivaswan is the presiding personality. So Krishna is saying, everyone is actually working for me. So I am the supreme lord of all planets and devatas. The second point. That means you are going to the ultimate. If you go to somebody lower, relative again, right? You go to some boss, he may say something, but ultimate boss is different. He may have different good thing for you. So you're going for the ultimate. That's why you have to do. Third one, Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam. I am always well-wisher of all living entities. Whatever I suggest, that will be good for you only. Krishna is saying, Natva Mam, knowing this, you will attain peace from the pangs of material miseries. So, now Krishna is pointed, I just take, today's session is little important, and now preparation, whatever is connection is what is important. I'm extremely feeling, apologies for all of you taking, another 5 minutes, maximum, they're done. So what is it we have to connect here? Krishna's teaching to Arjuna, all of these Kauravas are already been killed by me, by my time. By my time, I already killed all of them. You just have to become an instrument in this fight. Nimitta matram bhava sabyasachi. Everybody follow? Just as a hand, just become an instrument in the body. In the same way, whatever you do, that's what is karana janma. If you connect to God, that is your duty, absolutely. Okay, this is what Krishna taught to Arjuna. Now, two Falasruti. One Falasruti, if you don't follow, what is that? Krishna is explaining. Shraddhava labhate jnanam tatpara samyatendriyaha jnanam labha param shantim achirena digacchati. Shraddhaval was some faithful. A faithful man, Shraddhaval, who is dedicated to transcendental knowledge, labhate jnanam, that's called jnanam, who can get actually samyat indriyaha, indriya means senses, who has controlled his senses, okay, he is eligible to achieve that knowledge. Today you all heard, okay, so much information, you may be processing, conscious of the mind, intelligence, after going back home. But if you don't take the essence to follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, the essence, the resolution that I will never give up following Bhagavad Gita, that essence you take, you are successful. Not that you remember all the information today, just make you convinced. That's what I'm doing here. I'm not giving a lot of information. I'm trying to make you like a paradigm shift, okay, from your past misconceptions, impressions to the absolute, the reality impressions, whatever is there in the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. If you can change over, okay, from false impressions to the real impressions, our life is successful. So Krishna is saying, for that we have to control your senses and the mind. Then only you can attain peace. Then only you can attain peace. Then Krishna is saying, Agnyascha ashradadhanasya samshayatma vinashyati ayam lokosti na paro nasukam samshayatmanaha. Just the opposite. Agnya, ignorant. Ashraddha dana, faithless. Samshayatma is always doubting. He is doubting Krishna. Bhagavad Gita. Let's say what will happen. Krishna is saying, for this doubting soul, there is no happiness neither in this world nor in the next. It's clear, right? Simple. Last slide. How to mind your mind. So very important. You simply remember MIND. Make the intelligence strong. How? What is the teachings here? How do you make intelligence strong? No. By reading Bhagavad Gita. By reading Bhagavad Gita. How can you read and understand Bhagavad Gita yourself? You come, the Gita course, or associate with devotees, going further. Mentors will guide you all through your life. It is a one-time commitment here. Okay. Krishna says, I will never give up anyone. The same, our acharyas also given us same formula. Okay. So even though you are relocated, this is what happens. Even though you are relocated, your mentor will connect you another mentor in your life as long as you are willing to. That's what mind function. If you are willing to follow the teachings of Bhagavad Gita, you have a mentor all your time. Finally, your spiritual master and acharyas who will take back to home, go back with Krishna or Golok Vrindavan. Okay. The second, involved in positive engagement. What we should do? Positive engagement we discussed today. What is a positive engagement? Yuktahar viharasya. Remember, please. One point. What we should do? Regulate your activities. Give for positive engagements. Come to center. Okay. Now let's say that this center IBC Bhakti Center. So we do some kirtan. Hearing is positive. Otherwise, all rubbish. Eat Krishna Prasadam. Okay, positive. Otherwise, you eat nonsense something. Okay. Comparatively, I am saying relatively. You may not eat nonsense outside, but relatively, eating Krishna Prasadam is more sublime. Like that, each and every sense you just replace with the higher things. That is what we say. Experience the higher taste in life. Naturally, your senses are controlled. Your mind is automatically controlled. Then never trust the mind. Never trust the mind. So you should always see that how can I discipline my mind? You are always intended to discipline your child, but you forget to discipline your mind. That's the problem. As a parent, I'm seeing. If you discipline yourself, automatically your child becomes okay. He's in safe hands. Because your mind is controlled, he's also safe hand. First of all, we ourselves are not safe. How can I make my child? Right? So last thing, delete previous impressions. Okay. How is it possible? You think Bhagavad Gita means, okay, I think Bhagavad Gita teaches that, Ramana speaks that, Mahabharata speaks this. These are all false impressions. You have to hear from bona fide authority. That's it. Reading and hearing from bona fide authority will make you complete. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for being attentive and focused. This is the last important philosophical our Gita course session. Subsequent topics next session. Okay. So we are going for Kala Chakra time. So this is okay. Just something you cannot relate. But this session is a very, very key session. Okay. Because all the process of bhakti, it lies with discipline ourselves. Without discipline, we cannot make any success in any sphere. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you all for okay. So we just say every day mantra meditation and regularly we have to study Bhagavad Gita. We are posting every day one shloka a day.